Alright, I'm going to show you what we're going to be doing next on this C10 and a little bit of what I've done off camera. So you can see nothing up here has really changed, but it's going to. I got the interior ductwork stripped out, so I'm going to be replacing the heater core. There it is right here. So getting the heater core, and also I need to remove these studs because this one's broken, this one was broken, there was another one that was broken or something like that, and I needed to get those fixed before I could put my HVAC box on, the exterior one. You can also see I got the carpet pulled out, and then the rear glass, what was left of it, and you can see that looks really good actually. There's no rust along that. We do have a little bit right here on both corners, and then this floor just has some surface rust on it, but this floor is pretty damn good. This is actually probably from the heater core or from right here. But yeah, this is pretty much next is we're gonna be doing. I got radiator hoses, thermostat housing, heater hoses, power steering line, fuel line, and basically I'm gonna order the heater core so I could hook up all my cooling system. I still have to bend the new fuel line, and then I got new fuel line that goes down here and whatnot, and then new rad hoses, like I said, new heater hoses to go to the new heater core, and then thermostat and a thermostat housing that doesn't have these sensors on it, so it looks more clean. And then basically we'll be pretty much done with the engine bay for now, and then we can start on some of the body work, which is mainly going to be, I'm gonna be ordering primer, obviously, for the whole thing, and another quart of the black so I can do the inner fenders and the interior. I'm gonna paint the interior. I'm gonna repaint it gloss black, single stage, just the whole thing. Just gonna give it the whole quick paint job, and then still got to pull down the headliner and whatnot, but yeah, the whole interior is going to be repainted with black. And I still have to pour 15 this frame, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do that right now because I got some other stuff to do that really need done first. I don't really need to pour 15 the frame until I get this thing painted. That way I don't really have to tape this thing off as immaculately. But yeah, let's do a little cold start on it. Choke hooked up right now. I'm going to start bagging and tagging some of the bolts. Just because I'm actually waiting on some primer right now. So might as well clean up some of the bolts and stuff. I mean, on these older vehicles, they're pretty much whatever fits. But like these little guys here, this is for the Fender chrome. I mean, these aren't the correct hardware, or at least that one's not, but kind of good to keep them together. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. This is a new heater core I'm gonna be putting in. I'm just gonna be putting it in the HVAC box. I won't be mounting the box back into the cab yet until I paint the inside of the cab, because it's a little dirty, so I'm gonna make it look nice. What I'm doing right now is just stripping the fenders. So getting this chrome trim off the fender well, getting the Silverado badge off. I already have the marker lenses off, and then the springs for the hood. I'm gonna pull these guys off, and then on this fender I gotta pull these wire harness holders off. So on the other badge, this broke just like that. It's alright. Figured as much. So let me pop these off, try to get that chrome trim off. The other one I had to grind the head off of one of them, so go ahead and do that. Well, there's the heater box all buttoned back up. Gotta get a new seal. It goes around here. There's a heater core. I'm gonna have to figure out something for these bolts because two of them are broken off. This one was still good, but two of them were broken off when I pulled off the HVAC box. And I may have to adjust this. I should have marked it, but I didn't think about it, so I'll have to figure that out. But this is the main cable, so heater cold. And then the rest of this one is vacuum operated. So, yep, there's that. And like I said, I'll be painting the inside before I put this back in. Alright, we're going to finally be starting the body work on this C10. Exterior body work. Be doing the fenders first, and then probably be pulling the doors off, stripping them down, and doing all that stuff to it. And then it's going to be the cab and then the bed. But I got to get these fenders done, and then I got to get the inner fenders done. One of these fenders, it's the driver's side fender, is in really good shape. The passenger one has a couple little rust spots we got to take care of, but I'm going to clean up the driver's side fender, prep it for paint, and then I'll go ahead and try to get the metal work knocked out on the passenger side fender. But like I said, here's the driver fender. I already pulled off all the chrome, you saw that. And down here, it's not rusted out or anything. See, it's nice and clean on the exterior and interior. No rust on this fender, which is really nice. Not even around the mountain bracket. The other one has a little rust out right there, so we're gonna have to fix that. But this one's basically, I'm just gonna be cleaning up this interior part, scuffing it, And then I had a big dent right here. You can still see a little bit of remnants of it, but this whole corner was pushed in, and I got it straightened back out, and I'm just gonna have to do a little bit of work here to try to bend that back out. It's not the easiest spot to get to, but this part is nice. We're just gonna have to put some body filler on it, and then there was one little dent like right here in the center somewhere that we'll have to fill. But other than that, this fender is in really good shape, and we're just going to be cleaning up the inside of it, prepping it for paint, and then the outside we're going to see what the paint looks like underneath this primer, because I'm fairly certain this is spray can primer, so the whole truck is going to have to be stripped of that, and most likely the paint that's underneath it, which the factory color was black. So alright, let's get started. I'm just going to bend back these little tabs here. I'm just going to take some 40 grit and strip this down, see what it looks like underneath. But this is the original color. You can see that's black, and they didn't even sand it before they scored the primer on it, so definitely the primer's got to come off. We're going to see what how good the paint's sticking, and just see what we have to work with. Got some Bondo started. It's about the third coat, just trying to get it fine-tuned. There's that dent there. It was very minor, but there was no way I was going to be able to get to the back side of it and try to push it out, and it wasn't one of those types of dents. It was, you know, it had to be, you know, filled in. Very thin though. And then this is coming out really nice, and then we will be good with this fender, and then we can put the other one up there that's going to have a little bit of rust. And not really looking forward to that, but it's got to get done. All right, man. All right, here is the worst of the two fenders. So we got a dent there. Rest of it looks pretty straight. This isn't rusted out. This is where we got the rust at. We got the rust on this outer skin. We got the rust on this inner skin, and then we got a rust on like the frame of the fender or some shit like that, and then also on that mount. So what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna wash it off, get all the mud off inside and out, and then let it dry, and then bring it back over here. And then I'm probably gonna start sanding the outside just to see how bad this opens up, make sure there's nothing else over here, and then once we get that all sanded down, get this little dent filled, I'll make the patch for here, and then we'll flip it over and then do the inside. All right, there's that corner after the second coat of body filler and the metal patch. Sorry, I forgot to video it, but what I did is I cut it out and I made two separate patches. I don't know if you can see it up in there. All right, we got a little flashlight, and you can see this is my patch in there, and then there's one right there. So those were just little pinholes that I made when I was welding my Harbor Freight welder. That'll be all right. And before I put this other patch in, I'm gonna put some paint in there so it doesn't rust out. But there's no more rust there, and it's nice and smooth, and it'll be good. So that's what the inside of metal patches look like.